What's up, y'all? My name is Ross Winston. Today we're going to be learning the solo from Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, or really it's by Randy Rhoads if you want to be technical. If you like our content, please like, comment, subscribe, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon. That really just helps promote us and it helps us with the algorithm and all that stuff. Let's jump into the solo. Okay, so the first thing with this solo, it starts out with a tapping part. And this is a pretty iconic Randy Rhoads tapping pattern. He uses it in Flying High Again, I believe. So with our left hand, we're gonna do 7 and 10 on the B string. With our right hand, you can use your middle finger to tap. I suggest doing that. You could also tuck your pick away and use your index finger, but it'd probably be good to just go ahead and learn how to use your middle finger so you don't have to like move your pick around in the middle of this solo too much. Okay, so what you're gonna do is that you're gonna double tap on 14 and that pulls off to 10. You do that twice and then you're gonna go down to 7. So it's like 14, 10, 14, 10, 7, 10. And just like all tapping parts, you want to start slow and get the rhythm really deliberate. Almost imagine that you're like a robot. As far as like your movements being very precise and kind of repeatable, I guess. So you do that 4 times on 14, and then the only difference here is you move up to 15. So, and then after that, well, the whole thing together sounds like. And now you're gonna go up to 9 and 12 on the B string. And this is where, if you have a whammy bar, it's really nice to use. That's kind of what he does in this part. So he's doing like, so that's like doing 9 and 12. And then in the middle of your dive, you kind of move down to 7 and 10. So you're in position to do this little bend, which is 9G, 10B, and then 9G bend again. So now if you don't have a whammy bar, that's totally fine. Check out Zakk Wylde live with Ozzy Osbourne. He doesn't use a whammy bar all the time on this solo, and he'll just go like this. So that's just kind of doing a little trill on 9 and 12, 7 and 10, and then your bend. And that does it for part 2. So the next lick we got is, so now we're in our F sharp minor pattern up here. We're gonna do 17, 16, 14, and then bend 17 on B. And then we just go back up. 14, 16, 17, bend 17 on E. So I like to slide into it. This next lick I think is my favorite in the whole solo. So what you're doing here, this is a series of 16th notes. Okay, so what I like to do when I teach this, just learn it 4 notes at a time. So you got 14, 17, 14, and then 17B. Any number of these could just be their own lick too, but just practice each one of these little parts individually until they feel good to you. So then the next 4, so we're throwing in like a little minor note, not just pentatonic anymore. We got 14E, 17, 15, 14 on B. So now we're gonna go, so that's 15, 14, 16B, 14B, or sorry, 16G, 14B. So again, some of these can just be their own licks, and so you could practice them that way before you can get it up to speed. You know, use them in your solos and stuff. And then the last thing we're going to do is 16, 14 pull off on G. And then we're going to bend 16 up. And then 17B. And then we're going to use our whammy bar to dive and come back up, and then hit 14 on G. Now again, if you don't have a whammy bar, you can just go something like that. That's totally fine, you know. Altogether, that lick is. And that's the last use of the whammy bar. So at this point, you can kind of just kick it away if you're using it. On to the next part. This is just a lot of left hand action. So we got. Kind of a long part. Now the lead into this I've seen done a couple different ways. I encourage everybody, go listen to the isolated guitar track. It's really easy to find. Go to YouTube, type in Crazy Train isolated guitar. You'll notice there's a guitar like basically in each speaker, one left, one right. And what happened was Randy doubled the solo. And he didn't play it exactly the same in both takes. So if you listen really closely, there's a little bit of inconsistencies. All my point is here is, you know, there might be some people on the internet that are like, oh, this is the exact note here, this is that, whatever. That's fine, you know. I'm not really too concerned about that necessarily. So this is pretty much what it sounded like to me, which is just going up the pentatonic scale. So you got 14, 16, and then 14, 17. And then from there, we're gonna start doing trills. So we're gonna do 14, 17, and then 16, 18, or sorry, 16, 19, and then 17, 21, and then 17, 19, and then back to 16, 19 again. And then this is another one where I was like, okay, I can't really hear exactly what he's doing, but I did this. I thought it sounded kind of cool. It's a little like Phrygian sounding, doing 14 and 15. And then bending 17 on B, hitting 17E with my pinky, bending 17B again. So all that together is. Listen to the rhythm of the chords in the background. It's like this. So you have this like bum, 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 bum. This follows the same thing. Bum, 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 bum. That's not at the end, maybe. Okay, so that does it for that lick. So this is another part where if you listen really closely to the isolated guitar, he's just playing different notes in this little descending part. I don't think it really matters, you know, just capture the spirit of the song, you know. I will get into the exact notes on the last run, but again, it's something that he doesn't play the same when he does it live necessarily. So, okay, right here, so that's gonna be 15, 14 on B and 16 on G. I think on another version, like on the other headphone, like on right or left, it does something like that, or maybe. So, you know, do whichever one you want. Just a 3-note descending lick to get you down to here. So this is 14 on G, and then 16, 14, 16 on D. I've also seen people go hitting 16 on A. I think even Randy plays it like, sometimes he'll just do 16th notes like. There's only a couple of live videos of him out there, and I think he does that in one of them. So anyways, we have, and then that's 13 and 14, doing a little trill, and then 16 on G. And that does it for that part. Okay, so this last part, this is the reason I haven't done this solo yet on a video, because it took me forever to actually get this up to speed, and I'll be honest, I still could be happier with it than the recorded take that I did. I think it sounds good, sounds decent. Let me know what I did wrong in the comments. But But yeah, I think, you know, again, look at the live video of him playing this. He plays an entirely different lick, and it still sounds really cool. It's like more pentatonic almost, but here's how this part goes from what I can hear listening to the isolated guitar slowed down. So the first thing is you have this pattern 1, 2, 4 that you're doing. If you just get used to that, that's like half of this lick. It starts off as 16th notes and then goes to 16th note triplets. So you have this like 1 E and so we're going to do like starting on the 11th fret, we're going 11, 12, 11, 12, 14, and then on the A string 11, 12, 14, and then we're going to start doing hammer-ons now. So 11, 12, 14 on D, and then 13, 14, 16 on D, 13, 14, 16 G, and then we're doing pentatonic stuff after that. So that's going to be like 14, 17 on B and 14 E, and then we're going to slide 17 to 19 on B, and then 17 E, bend that 19, and that's the last note. So you have so you can kind of hear where it starts triplets, you know, so it's like so yeah, that's pretty much it there. I would practice tapping your foot to try to get those subdivisions down. You know, those are 16th notes. Well, actually that's 8th notes the way I'm tapping my foot. If it was those 16th notes, and the 16th note triplets are like, I'm not really sure if he picks every note of this or not. Go for it. If you want to try to do that, that's like, you know, maybe another time for me. So again, here's the whole last lick. Now, so right here, that's where you start the triplets. 1 E and 2 E, and then that's like the triplet, first triplet there. But if I were you, I wouldn't get too bogged down in that last lick. Be creative. You can use just this pattern like the whole way up and just try to just end here. Or use the pentatonic scale, you know. Whatever, you know. You can kind of make it your own. That's as far as I can tell how he does it though. And that does it. All right, that was the solo from Crazy Train. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out our YouTube memberships, our Patreon. It's really the best way to ensure that we can keep doing this for a long time. All right, see you in the next video.